What's going on, guys? I got into it on my Facebook today because this guy got really butthurt because he said that he drinks beer and watches football and he knows exactly what's going on in the world today. And let me just preface this by saying, like, I'm not saying that I'm better than anybody or I know more than anybody. I don't know shit. You know, when you really get down to, the rabbit hole is endless. There's no bottom. And when it really comes down to brass tacks, the only way to describe reality is through negation. Like, you can't describe what it is. You can only describe what it isn't. You know what I mean? So I'm not trying to say I know anything. I'm not trying to say I'm better than you. A lot of people take it very personally when they say that I'm awake, and I tell you, no, you're not. And this is based on my own experience, because there was a time when I thought I was awake, and then that thing happened in 2020 that you can't talk about, not on this channel anyway. And I was absolutely stunned. And to this day, I still have a high level of PTSD when I think about it, because it wasn't the fear of the thing that didn't even really exist. It was just, I just couldn't believe what I was seeing, because I just could not believe that people were this, I can't believe they fell for it. It was obvious. It was beyond obvious. They were telling you it was fake, and people were still pretending it wasn't fake. It was unreal. And I think about it, when I really remember what it was like walking around in a sea of masks, and people yelling at you for not wearing a mask, and people treating you like garbage because you didn't wear a mask, telling you that you were killing people. Like, I genuinely, I don't want to think about it. It's like a repressed memory. It's awful. So, and then people thought that because they figured that out, that oh, you're awake now. And I'm sorry, you know what I mean? Like, there is an outer awakening that you can experience, like where you figure out that, the world is controlled by Luciferian, globalist, commie scum, soulless, some would say demon possessed, or interdimensional entity possessed, reptilians, that kind of thing. You can be awake to that to a certain extent, but if you're not, first of all, if you think you've reached the bottom of the rabbit hole, you are definitely not awake, because it just keeps going and going and going. And there is the outer awakening, and then there is an inner awakening. And if you're not doing the inner awakening, then you're just not awakening. You can't just go out, you can't just exert your consciousness outwards and figure out what's going on around you, and I think you know what's going on, because you've got your inner world that you have to rectify, that you have to transcend, and that is a never-ending. It doesn't end. Like, when you think you know yourself, the second you think you know yourself, you're dead. You know what I mean? Like, spiritually dead. Oh, I know myself. Like, it's an ever. First of all, even all things being equal, life is ever unfolding, and you're constantly learning about yourself. Otherwise, everything's just dead. Like, think about, like, did you ever move to another town, or just visit another town? You visit another town, and just there's like a certain aura of unfamiliarity about the town. Like, you don't know where anything is, and then you go there enough times, or maybe you move there, and everything just becomes mundane and old and stale. Like, that's what life is if you think you know yourself. You know what I mean? Like, you have to constantly die to the old, as Krishnamurti says, and be reborn every day. Every moment of every day has to be a rebirth. That's true. That's true spirituality, is, like, not getting stuck in a pattern. And so, like the people who think that they know, it's like, like Lao Tzu in the Tao Te Ching says, those who know do not speak, those who speak do not know. And the philosophers throughout the ages have all mentioned things of similar nature. Like Aristotle and Socrates. The only thing I'm aware of is my own ignorance. The only thing I truly know is how ignorant I am. The only thing I know is that I know nothing. Because like every mystery of the universe that you unfolds, unlocks 1,000 more questions, 1,000 more mysteries. Because it's infinite. So, it takes a great deal of humility to be awake, because you know that you don't know anything. And the paradox of freedom is, the only way to be free is to know that you're not free. And the second you think you're free, you're not free, because it's a constant attack. It's a constant psychic attack on your spiritual sovereignty. And if you just let your guard down and say, oh, okay, I know everything I need to know, I can go watch football and drink beer now, then you are as trapped in the Matrix as anybody else is. If you ever watch the Matrix movies, you find out that Neo was just another system of control. When he merged with the Source and met the Architect, he learned that the only thing he did was perpetuate the system by not letting it. He had to perpetuate the system, or otherwise everybody would die. You know what I mean? Like, so when you think you're unplugged from the Matrix, you're just in a maybe a higher level of the Matrix, but you're still in the Matrix. You're always in the Matrix. Because if the Gnostics are correct, this whole reality is fake. The God of this universe is not the God of the what they call the pleroma, the entirety, the all. The God of this universe, what they call Yaldabaoth, or the demiurge, Samael, the blind fool who created this universe and thought he created everything, and he trapped humanity within it. So your purpose in this simulation is to cultivate the divine spark that Sophia hid inside you, to free you of it, to free you of this fake world. So I could guarantee you that if you're watching football and drinking beer, that's opiate of the masses. That's bread and circus. I mean, beer especially, man. Beer just fucks you up 6 ways a Tuesday, son. Especially if you're a man. All of the phytoestrogens in beer, everybody, and then they market it as like some kind of like, masculine. You're masculine if you drink beer. You're like, as a masculine man, you're manly, you drink beer, you watch football, yeah. And your testosterone is plummeting. Like a 20-year-old's testosterone is lower than my grandfather's testosterone was in the 80s. You know what I mean? Like in his 80s. It's like, and then we wonder why there's a bunch of soy boy beta cucks walking around confused about their gender and their sexuality, drinking beer and and sucking down all those seed oils and refined carbohydrates and all the environmental toxins. You got your Glade plugins and all of your Axe body spray, and you're exposing your children to it, and then you wonder why they grow up all like retarded, and then you blame them, or you blame the liberals, and it was all you. So, and I'm not saying this. I'm not judging anybody. Like, I'm not judging you. It's just the truth that you don't want to hear. People say, "Oh, you're judging me. You're judging me when I say you're not awake," and you're just not. I won't even say that I'm awake. I am not awake. I am awakening. I'm still wiping the crust from my eyes. Do you think that you can just dissolve a lifetime worth of trauma and conditioning just like that. You can't. It's not going to happen. And if you think that you will and you can, then that's the trap. You're in the trap still. You're still plugged in. You're still sleeping. You might have relatively more awareness than a lot of people do, but it is, if you're not locked into a constant process of unfolding, of unlearning, of growing, of evolving, then you're not, I mean, relatively speaking, you're not really that much more awake than they are. You're just, sorry, there was a shadow on my windshield and it kind of looked like it was smoking for a second. So anyway, like, I'm not judging anybody. This is a mirror. I'm holding up a mirror for you guys. So you know, and the illusions of this world are so insidious and so pervasive. You've got to be vigilant. You have to have discernment. You have to have constant, unyielding discernment and vigilance, and it's so easy to get sucked back in, even if you're just a little bit, even if you have just a little bit of awaken, a little bit of awareness going on. Like, all you gotta do is fire up your social media or turn on the TV, and it'll suck you right back in. So you have to constantly be on. You have to be on guard, and that's the like I said, that's the paradox of freedom. Is, you have to be aware that you're not free in order to free yourself. So anyway, just wanted to get that off my chest, and I'm not trying to judge anybody. It's a harsh reality. Most people don't want to hear it. They're like, they want to thump their chests and be tough and put their fists in the face and think that they're awake, and they don't understand the enemy, and they definitely don't understand themselves. And the enemy knows you better than you could ever know yourself. That's the truth. That's the harsh reality right there. They know you. Just by virtue of human psychology, they're freaking experts at it. They're geniuses at it. And everybody likes to think that, the Joe Bidens and the Trumps of the world are in control, and they're just a bunch of idiots. And that's part of the game, because the people that really run this world are freaking geniuses, son. And they got you by the balls, especially if you don't realize that they have you by the balls, especially if you think that you're free. They got you right by the balls, guys. So anyway, think about it, ponder it, or don't. I mean, it's your life. And if you want to watch TV and drink beer and eat a bunch of garbage and be like, I know what's going on in the world, I know who controls the world, and I know about the bankers, and that's all I need to know, and that's your bottom level. You're just sitting on the edge of the rabbit hole with your feet dangling over it. You know what I mean? Like, I'm not judging you. I'm just telling you from experience. It goes deep. It goes deep. All right, love you guys.